Hello guys, hoping you're doing amazing from wherever you're watching me from. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, welcome and hit that subscribe button. And if you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you for always consuming my content. I do not take it for granted. This channel is a free space where we talk about our mental and emotional wellness, and here we talk about our actions, our thoughts, our behaviors, and anything concerning our mental health. So welcome and thank you so much for clicking to watch today's video. Today we are talking about childhood trauma and how we can heal our inner child, because most of us have experiences about childhood trauma. It's now time to put it on a light note and to put it on a light side so that we can learn for how to cope with childhood trauma and how we can heal our inner child. My name is Mburu Wainaina and you're watching the Mburu Wainaina show. Yes, today we are talking about childhood trauma. Childhood trauma is a very sensitive and delicate topic to talk about, and it's very, very sensitive. And most people have childhood trauma. Especially elements of childhood trauma are especially if you have anger issues, if you have anxiety, if you have fear, if you're emotionless or emotional. Basically, higher chances are you have childhood trauma. And it is not a must that if you have these things, you have childhood trauma, but the higher chances is that you have childhood trauma. And we should deal with our childhood trauma because it keeps on triggering you every day of your life. So childhood trauma, most of us or we think that childhood trauma can be as a result of maybe a big thing like, you went through rape, you went through sexual abuse and such. Childhood trauma can be a small thing as bullying, a small thing as going to boarding school. Also, if you went through physical abuse, and also if you are living in a dangerous neighborhood, especially there in terms of physical abuse, when you have done something today and you are told, what, I will not punish you today, you will receive the punishment next Friday for a mistake you did today. And then along the week, you do other mistakes, and those mistakes are added to the list so that you can be punished on that Friday. You know what that does? It creates anxiety, fear, the feeling of neglection, and also you feel unloved because, that punishment will not be so good because, it is a lot of mistakes that you have done, the things you have done. So it is thorough beating, serious spanking, especially if you went through serious spanking, you know how hard it can be. It is so traumatic and it can create trauma into your mind. So those are some of the childhood trauma experiences that you might have passed. And also as I've said, boarding school. If you went to boarding at a very young age, oh my god, that can cause you trauma. You went to boarding school when you were in class 2, when you're in class 4. I personally did not go to boarding school when I was that young. I went after Nimejijua. But if you went to boarding school class 2 and class 4, oh my god, you feel neglected. You feel that feeling like why are these people chasing me away? You feel like you're being chased away, and that creates trauma, and it creates it triggers your mind more often. Whenever you find another person neglecting you, you start relating to you going to boarding school early, and it creates fear. It creates anxiety of what the future holds for you. Also, if you went through abandonment, especially if you are firstborn and you had duties to do, you had those parental duties to do, and I hear people saying, I was going to fetch firewood when I was 8 years. I was fetching water when I was 8 years. I was cleaning the other siblings when I was 5 years, 7 years. That creates trauma because you were not given the freedom to interact with other children or to be a child at that particular moment. You had duties to take care of. It creates trauma. As far as it might seem so small, just taking care of the kids, just fetching fire, it creates trauma, and it's so bad. So those are some of the examples that can create trauma, and we need to find out ways and techniques on how we can heal that inner child, how we can heal that small child, that ka James, that Kamso, that ka Kanjeri, or that ka Atieno. We should know how we should have ways and techniques how we should heal that inner child, and that's what we are doing today. So the first technique is going for therapy. Therapy works. If you go for therapy, you're able to understand your emotions, you're able to know the experiences, you're able to understand the experiences, you are able to understand why you behave how you behave, you are able to know what the trauma results after you remember them, or after they come into your mind. Maybe you get angry so fast when you remember such a thing, you hit tantrums all over, all those kind of things. Therapy helps you to move out from that situation and start the process of healing the inner child. This process, it's a process. That's why I'm calling it a process. It's a process. It is not that you just sleep today and when you wake up, childhood trauma is gone. No, it's a process you have to go through, and therapy sessions is what. Also, practice self-care. Self-care works, because who will take care of yourself? Because you are the most important person in your life, and you need to take care of that most important person. You are number one, the rest follows number two, number three, but you come first. So practice self-care. When you take care of yourself, you are helping that inner child to heal within you, because you are pampering yourself, you are treating yourself nicely, rather than the way you were treated maybe when you were a child, rather than when you are bullied. Now you are not being bullied. When you practice that self-care, it results to feeling more loved, feeling that you have loved yourself enough, by basically taking care of yourself. Self-care is important. Take care of yourself. Buy yourself nice things. Take yourself on holiday. Take yourself on out. Just to walk around. That's part of self-care. Meditate. It is part of self-care. And also, another thing you can do is write a letter to your younger self. Write a letter to your smaller self. Like for me, Mburu. My name is Mburu, so shorten it. Mburu, I write you this letter because I'm proud of how far you've come. I'm so proud of you. You did this, and I am so happy with you. You're the most important person in this life. No one should tell you anything. Those kind of things, they really help you to heal that inner child. If you went through those traumatic experiences, those bad experiences when you're a child, it help you heal it, because now you're writing good things to yourself, which soothes your heart, which soothes your soul, and which soothes your entire self, and which soothes that inner child. And when it is soothed, it can be able to heal. The child can be able to heal the inner child. Yeah, there is that inner child that we have, and it is not healed yet. So another thing, take a break from everything. Take a break, take a nap. You might be going through childhood trauma experiences, especially maybe a traumatic experience makes you so angry. When you're so angry about that trauma experience, take a break. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a break, go take a nap, go shower, take a glass of water. It helps you in taking that break. It helps you heal that inner child. When you take that break, you don't get angry so fast. You're able to cool your anger, your emotions, and you're able to focus well and to make right decision after the anger issues. So take a break so that trauma experience doesn't bring you more traumatic experience than you will have ever imagined. So take a break, relax, breathe in, take a nap, and all those kind of things. When you take a break, you're able to heal your inner child. Yes, those are the points, and I'm happy with the millennial parents and or how do we call them, the modern parents, of how they are telling their children, you know what, I love you. They're telling them good night as they sleep. Those kind of nice things, it helps so much for a child to grow, not having those trauma experiences, because she or he feels a free space to talk about anything that, you know, she or he feels free to be around his or her parents, you know. And also for the parents, this content I feel like mostly is for you. For the parents, I would like you to, you know, have meetings with your kids, with your children, and with your family members. Have meeting with your family members, and, you know, ask them, what does daddy does and you don't like it? What does the domestic manager does and you don't like about it? What does mommy does and you don't like about it? In that way, you'll be able to know if they have any trauma experiences or anything that triggers them, and you will be able to work on that. And if a meeting is so official or so formal, you can just have random chats around the house, especially maybe if it's on a Saturday and they are at home. Just ask them questions randomly. What do I do that makes you feel bad? What do I do that makes you feel happy? What should I do moving forward? How do you feel about yourself as a kid? How do you feel about yourself being part of this family? Those are the questions that you're supposed to ask. Some of the questions that you're supposed to ask when you are having those meetings or having those chats, and they will help the child not to have these trauma experiences, because hurt people hurt other people. And that's why, you know, if we have trauma experiences, basically it's because they were brought by maybe our parents, and our parents were brought by our grandparents, and it's a cycle. It continues going and going, and we have to break it, because now we have that small knowledge about childhood trauma. So let's heal our inner child. Let's meet down at the comment section as you talk about these things. Tell me about your trauma experiences, childhood trauma experiences. Tell me how you deal with it. Tell me ways and techniques that you use to work on trauma experiences, and tell me if you healed from the trauma experiences. And also let me know down at the comment section the next video would want us to discuss, and I will come here so that we can discuss. That has been it. Continue subscribing. Yes, let's meet on my next video as we talk about something else. My name has been Mburu Wainaina, and you have been watching the Mburu Wainaina show. Adios.